What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. How is everybody doing? Aaron Rodgers is a Jet. I'm excited. It is just crazy how this is all playing out. What's not crazy is that the New York Jets, from certain members of the media, are getting completely thrashed and criticized for the compensation they give up in this trade. And I can understand to a point. I mean, you can look at this trade honestly from both sides and say, you know what? The Packers got what they wanted. They got rid of the contract. They got rid of a player that didn't want to be there, and they got very good compensation. The Jets probably gave up a little bit more than they wanted to, but they're getting a legitimate top 10 quarterback. So both sides win. I think the sticking point when it comes down to is Aaron Rodgers going to play 2 years? And that's the thing. Like, before we worry about next year, let's enjoy this year first. And you got to look at the perspective from the Jets. They were a team that had no face to the franchise. They had no direction. They truly had no hope of winning because they didn't have a quarterback. They've now inherited a guy that gives them the best chance to win since probably, 99 with Testaverde when he got hurt in the home opener. I mean, the Brett Favre run was nice. And let's touch on that while we're here. Oh, he's Brett Favre 2.0. Are we forgetting that Brett Favre and the Jets were one of the best teams in the AFC before he got hurt and didn't tell anybody? They were playing at a ridiculously high level. Then the following year at the Vikings, he played at an even better level. So that's not really a good comparison because he was actually working out for the team there. The other thing is, Brett Favre didn't want to be a Jet. Aaron Rodgers actually wants to come here because he wants to be with his former coordinator in Hackett. He had Lazard here and all those other things. So it's like, I get the criticism, some of the stuff, but some of the things aren't similar. And when you're a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 12 years now, and you're almost like a laughing stock. You're always a punching bag. Even this year, their late season collapse, they were getting mocked. You had the Zach Wilson fiasco. This changes everything. Aaron Rodgers right now gives you instant credibility. The Jets go on the field week in and week out with a chance to win every football game. I'm not saying they're going 17-0. They have a legitimate chance because you know that quarterback does that for you. He takes your team to the next level in terms of, look at how many games were lost last year based on poor quarterback play or poor decision-making. Rodgers gives your team hope. They all believe in him. He's a leader. He can help this inexperienced with a young head coach, help him with game management, time match, help with play calling, help hold these guys accountable. I mean, there's so many different levels to this where the Jets had to take this chance. They swung big. Listen, you could say that the easier, more conservative approach was to go Derek Carr. They went for the home run. They're all in. So it's either a boom or bust move. And I respect it, man. You got to. I mean, they haven't won a Super Bowl in friggin' 1969. It's been forever, man. So, listen, they tried other methods. It didn't work. Now they're getting one of the best quarterbacks that ever played a game to command their team. If you had to give a little bit more, we'll see next year. I'm hoping there's a world where Aaron Rodgers plays very well this year and says, you know what, I'll come back for one more run at it. I think the one thing, if I'm being completely transparent, is just I wish the condition for next year's pick was a little harder to achieve than the 65% of playing time. Make it, hey, Jets make the playoffs this year, it's a first-round pick next year. Or start at a third-round pick, 65% of snaps. Then it's like, make the playoffs, build conditions. But I also think the Packers probably played hardball too. When the Jets are, Joe Douglas is sitting in a party at WFN like he's going to be here, and the Jets are kind of arrogant about it, and Aaron Rodgers is kind of arrogant about it. I mean, the Packers got to hold their ground just for their own respect and own credibility. So you have the Packers want to come off looking good, and the Jets were all in. They couldn't walk away with not getting him. There is no way in living hell you could say, you know what? We tried really hard for Aaron Rodgers. We don't want to give up a conditional second-round pick. We're going to go with Ryan Tannehill. So the Packers had to save face, and the Jets had to make sure they didn't get egg on their face. So to me, both teams made out on the deal. If you want to thrash the Jets, you're not going to be able to do it until next year, if at all. If he doesn't play, he retires. So we'll see what happens. I mean, at some point, the same old Jets narrative is dead, and I think today is, because this is the kind of move the Jets never make or never are able to make. It always blows up in their face somehow. The players that want to come here, there's a contract snafu. I mean, look at all the different players that have shunned the Jets over the past, even going back to the whole Kirk Cousins fiasco, the Peyton Manning fiasco, all these different things, man. So they finally got their guy. I give them credit for it. They found the way to get it done. Now it's a matter of winning friggin' football games, and a lot of them.